Hey, what's up everyone? It's your boy Alter Tech, aka that OnePlus guy, back again with a new video. And today's video, I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and the OnePlus 7T. You know, what is it that makes OnePlus users choose a OnePlus device over the Samsung devices? And what makes Samsung users choose a Samsung device over these OnePlus devices, which are kind of cheaper? So this is going to be an unbiased perspective. I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of both devices and what attracts buyers. So, here's the thing, people, before I go any further. It seems to be a huge toxic culture in the tech community. For example, we have Samsung fan bases, OnePlus fan bases, Pixel fan bases, Apple fan bases, LG fan bases, and they do not like it when you talk bad about their products, number one. Number two, they don't like to give other companies, props or high fives when they do something right. It's like they're living in this bubble, and they're very much, it's like a relationship, an intimate relationship they have with these brands, which is kind of strange in a way, but it is what it is. When you watch sports, you have the same thing with sports teams. People are just diehard fans. I guess it's just wired in their, I guess it's just a psychological thing. It's just the way they are. But anyways, people, let's get to it real quick. So the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, how could you not love this device? I mean, the camera system, the display, everything looks pretty damn good. So let me explain, people. So both these phones are running Android, but this has the Samsung One UI 2.0 experience. This has the Oxygen experience. So they're both running Android, but they look a little bit different. So for Samsung, they went with some bigger icons. OnePlus, they went with some smaller icons. But you could definitely change the shapes of these. That's the benefit of using an Android device. There's a lot of customization. But as to the extent of the customization, that really relies on the OS. So let's go ahead and swipe to the left. And here we have two different menu systems. Usually you would find a Google Now homepage with Google News and feeds. So for here, let's start off with the Samsung Daily. So you have Flipboard with some of the latest news. You can choose from business, technology, sports, celebrity news. You have a Spotify widget. You have a live score update widget. You have a GIF widget. You have a Samsung Pay widget. You have the Samsung News Brief. You have Pop Sugar. You have the Galaxy Store. You have the Galaxy Themes. And you have another Spotify widget. So quite interesting there. And on the top, you do have the temperature. So over here, so this, as you guys can see, is the Oxygen OS. This is called the OnePlus Shelf. So for here, number one, you could, if you guys want to write a memo, go ahead and tap on it. Type in, what do you have to type in? For example, someone's phone number, someone's contact information, some kind of reminder. There you go. Swipe to the left, tap it, type it, save it, you're done. You have a toolbox, quick access to your calculator, your selfie camera, a timer, and you could also add things like a screen recording feature, incognito mode. So your most used apps is right over here. And you have your recent contacts. And here you do have your dashboard, which gives you information on your battery life, your storage, and your data. Here you have Zen mode. And on the bottom, you do have a parking location feature, which tells you where exactly you last parked your car. So once you guys pick up these devices, you have it pretty much set up. There are some differences. For example, when you open the app drawer, with OnePlus, you're going to notice there's a lot more less apps pre-installed. As for Samsung, there is some bloatware. Let's swipe to the right, and this is what I'm talking about. So you have Charm King, Coin Master, Crystal Born, NBA apps, Walmart Grocery, Walmart apps, DirecTV, Pandora, Solitaire, Strikeforce, Speed Test. No, this I actually installed myself. You have Yelp, and you do have your AT&T apps, but it's not really much of a big deal for me because I can just go ahead and uninstall this. I mean, you even have Facebook, which is something I don't really use anymore. And for OnePlus, they decided to start installing Netflix in their devices. That's pretty much the only bloatware app I've really noticed. You do have the OnePlus community. Everything else is pretty much just stock. So this is a huge reason why OnePlus fans choose a OnePlus device over Samsung devices. It's just the bloatware. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, if you're a Samsung fan, it might not even bother you. You guys don't even care. You guys want the hardcore hardware features. You guys want the best cameras. You guys want the best displays. You guys want the wireless charging, the reverse wireless charging. You guys want all of that good stuff. So, and that is, you know, pretty much reasonable and understandable. So as speaking of hardware, let's go into the camera app. This is where Samsung really shines. So for their camera app, you know, for video recording, better quality. For photos, better quality. And for features, they have more features. Now let's go into the settings menu. And this is what you get. So they all have their own look to the settings menu. And let's see. So for OnePlus, you do have your own customizable settings menu. So you can change the wallpapers, clocks, the fingerprint animation, the icons, the icon colors, the fonts, all those good stuff. And for Samsung, you do have Galaxy themes. So you're gonna have to go ahead and go through the Samsung Galaxy store. So as you guys can see, you know, right off the bat, for Samsung, you do have to accept a ton of terms and conditions, install more, you know, different things, while this is more of a cleaner approach. So if you know someone who just wants something very much simple and clean, you know, you would pretty much gravitate to the OnePlus 7T. Or if you're really much of a hardcore techie, I mean, you want to use this as a computer, you could hook this up to Samsung DeX and use this as a pretty much like as a Chromebook. You could edit videos on a monitor. I mean, there's so many things you could do with this phone, and it really much comes down to, for a lot of people, the pricing. So this is about $1,400 unlocked, and this is about $499 unlocked on OnePlus.com. So if you guys want the extra hardware features, you know, you guys are gonna have to pay a little bit extra. But you know, for this one, you know, for someone who's on a budget right now, it's on T-Mobile for about $250 if you were to switch or add a line. I think that's an absolute steal. This phone has a Snapdragon 855 processor, and with Oxygen OS in the background, with the great RAM management system, this could pretty much take care of anything. So you guys could play all your games at the highest settings without any issues. Now, in my opinion, the OnePlus devices, they've been the Cinderella of Android. They've made some great working phones at some affordable prices, but with OnePlus aiming toward the 5G market, their prices are going up. So it's kind of like of a different feel to it. So traditional OnePlus fans, you know, they're going to have to go ahead and open up their pockets and spend a little bit more, which is something they didn't like or appreciate about Samsung devices. With Samsung devices, you know, they were always pretty much high priced. But here's the thing, when it comes to pricing, Samsung has always been the higher priced device. Now with carriers, they actually give people the opportunity to get some of these high-end flagship devices for even half off or even free with some carrier deals. So for Samsung, usually you probably have to be a fool to pay $1,400 out of pocket. I would recommend going through the Samsung website, doing some kind of trade-in deal, or you maybe signing up with T-Mobile, maybe adding an extra line, or even going to Costco and doing a buy one get one free. Something of that nature. Even with the OnePlus, until recently, now I've been seeing some great, you know, T-Mobile deals with OnePlus. For example, like I've said before, $250 on T-Mobile.com for a flagship device that could handle all the high-end gaming games. It has pretty much the best RAM management I've ever seen. So, you know, it's pretty much, you know, take your pick. This has 120 hertz. Now this has 90 hertz. So hardware-wise, you know, Samsung usually is going to have the upper hand. Now, there are rumors that the OnePlus 8 Pro is going to have 120 hertz as well with Quad HD performance. So that's going to be interesting. This only clocks out at 120 hertz at 1080p. But for the most part, it really comes down to what you want. If you want a clean, hassle-free experience, go with the OnePlus. If you're a hardcore techie, if you spend a lot of time on your phone, if you love features, if you love digging through it, you know, the Samsung Galaxy is for you. I just wanted to clear this up because, you know, if you guys were just confused on both brands, on what they bring, hopefully this video kind of cleared things up. And as for the OnePlus 8 running with 5G technology, OnePlus devices are going to see a price hike. So that's going to be, it's not something new, but to see the prices climb nearly to maybe the $1,000 mark, that is kind of alarming, considering that the Samsung Galaxy S20 starts at $999. So for the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition, that starts off at $900. So we're seeing a price hike with OnePlus, and you know, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to just have Oxygen OS? Is it worth paying extra to get extra features and dealing with bloatware? Like I said, it just comes down to preference. What do you prefer in a phone? What kind of experience do you want? The choice is yours. This is AlterTech signing out. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. If you have any questions or comments, please hit me up down below. And please, people, be friendly. These are just phones. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Peace.